catch you a little wet. Are we on it?
I think we're on. Say hi.
Hi, welcome to yoga at Common Bond Yoga in downtown Springfield, Oregon. I'm Karan, and this is my first live streaming yoga class, so a little bit nervous, but we're going to get through this together. This class is, Benjamin will be joining me. Benjamin is the owner of Common Bond Yoga. And this class, we call it a strong flow. For those of you who've taken my classes before, that should make sense to you. I like to do things a little bit slower, a little more focused on core strength and stability, and using your muscles instead of momentum. So for your class today, you might want a block, you might not, maybe a blanket or something like that. We're going to start in a seated position. So however that is comfortable for you, whether you're kneeling, whether you're sitting on a block, try to position yourself so that your pelvis is in neutral and your sitting bones are pressing down into the mat or into your block, so that you're not tilted on the back of your pelvis, and you're able to sit up really straight and maintain all the natural curves in your back. And then once you get comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes, and you can just rest your hands wherever they're comfortable as well. And as you close your eyes now, just begin to notice how you're feeling right now, and begin to come to your breath. So my opinion is the breath is maybe the most important part of your practice. So every time you get stressed out, every time your mind starts to wander away, come back to your breath and just slowing it down, filling your lungs up and emptying your lungs out. And everything will just kind of fall into place if that's what you're doing. So with your mouth closed, begin to slow your breath down, breathing in through the nose, feeling the lungs expand further each time, and then exhaling all of the air out of the lungs, and pause at the bottom. And just do that a few more times. Big, deep breath in. Feel a 3-dimensional expansion of breath. And exhale, feel that 3-dimensional exhalation. Now keep breathing like this. And now on the exhale side of the breath, start to engage your core muscles gently towards your bones. So remembering that your core muscles surround your hips, they surround your spine, they surround your shoulders. And very slowly just draw those muscles in so that they're cradling the bones and you're not clenching up or tensing up in your body. So again, we inhale, we expand, and we exhale and we empty out, and we gently draw those muscles in. And then we release those muscles and allow them to stretch with the breath, and exhale. I use my hands a lot when I talk, so you don't have to be moving your hands here. I'll move around a little bit from time to time. So again, just watching the breath, feeling the breath, allowing it to soothe you, allowing it to give you strength and energy where you need it, and definitely giving you a sense of focus. At any point, you can move into Ujjayi breathing, where you constrict the muscles at the back of your throat gently to create a constriction so that the breath can slow down and spread out more evenly throughout your body. And then you hear your breath. You hear that oceanic sound of breath that will calm you down. Smooth breath, steady breath. Always come back to it. Always, always come back to the breath. And now bring your hands down by your sides, either your fingertips or your palms, pressing down into the mat beside you. Push down into your hands and take a little baby back bend here. Lift your chest up to the sky. Look up and really start to open up more through the front of your body and start to feel the engagement of the muscles in the back side of your body. On your next inhale, stretch your arms up over your head. Reach up, get as tall as you can, and then bring your left hand down beside you and stretch over to the left side, bringing your right arm close to the ear. You might twist your spine and look up underneath your arm. And as you're here, you want to breathe into the right side of your body. You want to create space on the right side with your breath. And as you exhale, you might contract a little bit deeper on the other side. And then come all the way back up, both arms reaching up. Lift up out of your hips and then bend over to the other side. And really press down into your left hip. Breathe into the left side of your body, creating space with your breath. Inhale and come back up. Exhale, bring your hands behind your head. Interlace your fingers behind your head. We're going to do a little seated cat and cow. So on your inhale, we'll come into a seated cow shape. So taking a back bend, lift your chest up to the sky, look up, let your pelvis tilt forward. And now as you exhale, seated cat pose, round through your spine, bring your chin down to your chest, elbows in. And do that again. Inhale into your cow shape. So taking a back bend, lift the chest up to the sky. Exhale, pull the navel back and in. Contract through the front body to stretch the back. And do that one more time with your breath. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, round the spine. Bring it in. Good. Come back up. Stretch your arms up over your head. Bring your right hand down, grab onto your head with your left hand, and gently draw your ear to your shoulder. You might reach out more through the opposite arm. You might bring that arm behind your back and maybe bring your head down to look down at the ground, just getting a little more opening through that side of the neck. And then bring both arms up overhead and do that on the other side. So grabbing onto the head, gently draw the ear over to the shoulder. Reaching, stretching, breathing into that left side. And the arm might come behind the back. Good. Inhale, reach up and stretch one more time. Bring your hands down and come onto your hands and your knees. We'll do a couple of rounds of cat and cow here, and I'm going to encourage you to move in some different ways. So I'm here to give you suggestions, but it's really up to you to kind of explore your body and move in different ways that feel good and interesting to you. So spread your fingers out really wide, and we'll start with just a couple of rounds of cat and cow. On your inhale, extend your spine. And as you exhale, round your back. Keep going. Keep your breath slow and full and steady. Pause at the top. And as you exhale. Now from here, I'm going to invite you to move in a way, again, that feels good to you. So you might do some circles with your body in both directions. You might do some barrel rolls. You might take some twists. Move around a little bit. What feels good for your shoulders and for your neck and for your hips and for your sides and for your back. Continue to stay with your breath, to move with your breath. And then tuck your toes and send your hips all the way back to your heels for pranam, or child's pose with your toes tucked. This is a really active variation of this posture. You can keep watching Benjamin here. So he pushes down into his fingertips and lifts the elbows up away from the mat to really reach and stretch through the arms, through the sides of the body, and to help him push his hips back a little deeper towards his heels. So we're even getting a little bit of a stretch through the bottoms of the feet. Lift the armpits, lift the elbows up, breathe into the sides. Good. And now walk your hands back to your knees and come up for broken toe pose so that we're sitting on tucked toes. You might reach back and bring your pinky toes underneath if they're not tucked right now. Sit up really tall. This might be a little uncomfortable. If this is excruciating, go back to flat feet. Take your arms up over your head. Whoops. Try not to knock your water bottle over. Interlace your fingers together. Flip your palms up to face the ceiling. And now push your palms up. Take another back bend. Look up. Lift the chest up. As you exhale, push through your palms. Round through your back. Keep rounding and rounding and rounding and rounding. And then bring your hands down again to your tabletop. And now untuck your toes and flap your feet. Let your feet just be nice and relaxed here. Good. And then tuck your toes and lift your knees and go back into your first downward facing dog pose. And so really explore movement in your down dog. Bend one knee, bend another knee, bend both knees. Move around a little bit, just like we did on our hands and our knees. I always say this, if you're a fidgety person, and I can be a fidgety person, maybe you work on more stillness, but for most of us, it's going to really benefit us to move around and explore. Move slowly, move mindfully. Good. On your inhale, come up high on your toes, and then without moving your feet, round forward like you're coming to a plank position, and then bend your knees and send your hips all the way up and back again to your down dog. And then do that again, high to the toes, round through your spine, move forward, and then bend your knees and go all the way up and back again to your down dog. Now keep doing this. And what I want you to feel, and you can see with Benjamin, is you're drawing this big circle with your body, coming up and over the top of the circle and back down to the bottom of the circle. Nice, like a wave rolling forward through the ocean. Really good, good. The next time you come forward to plank pose, stay in your plank. And hold here. So set this up so that you feel strong, you feel grounded, you feel stable, but you also feel a sense of ease and softness. So maybe you sway a little bit from side to side or front to back. Keep the belly pulled up and in. Keep the upper back broad. Keep the legs strong. And of course, keep your breath full. Fill your lungs. Empty your lungs. Good. Stay in your plank. Come down onto your forearms. Find your forearm plank pose. Same thing. Find the strength in your legs, the stability in your hips and your spine and in your shoulders. Continue to breathe. Relax anywhere you might be holding tension in your body. Again, you might sway a little. Feel your strength. Feel your ease. And then we'll come down for Sphinx pose. So bring your hips and your thighs down to the mat. Walk your elbows forward. So your elbows are in line with your shoulders, if not out in front of your shoulders a little bit. Now point your toes and press down through the tops of your feet. Pull back with your arms and with your back muscles. Try to pull your chest forward through your shoulders. At the same time, stretch your legs out of your hips. If you feel any pressure in your low back, any pinching in your low back, pull your low belly up a little bit away from the floor. And then pull again your chest through your hands. If you'd like to, bring your head down. And maybe rock your head a little bit from side to side, ear to shoulder. And then come back to center and lower all the way back down onto your belly. So bring your forehead down to the mat. Bring your hands in line with either your chest or back a little bit further by your rib cage. So anytime we're pushing up from the floor, remember we want to lead with the belly, whether we're going through hands and knees or plank. So exhale, lead with your belly, push up, and take it all the way back to downward facing dog pose again. Good. Take a few breaths. Explore a little more movement again. Bend your knees as much as you need to really be able to reach and stretch back through your hips. Stretch out through your arms. Good. On your next inhale, slowly lift your right leg up and reach it back behind you. So it's like you're trying to touch the wall behind you right now. Reach through the whole entire body. Good. Now slowly begin to open up your hips to the right. So stack your right hip on top of your left hip. I want you to feel like you're lifting your left hip up away from your left thigh. So you're not collapsing into that. Keep reaching out and stretching through the arms. Now inhale and reach your leg back behind you. And exhale, just float your leg down to the mat. Good. Do that on the other side. Inhale, stretch your left leg back behind you. Again, reach through the whole body. And now exhale, open up the hips. Turn and stack. You can keep your legs straight. You can bend your knee. You can move your knee around, kind of moving that thigh bone around in the hip. Nice. And then recenter the hips and bring your left foot down. Good. Look up at your hands. Lift your heels up. And now tiptoe to your hands. And you're going to stay on your tiptoes. So lift your heels, Benjamin. Listen to me. We're coming into a balancing forward fold.
Now I know what we're doing.
Okay? So see if you can grab onto your elbows. Try to relax your neck. Embrace the wobble. Keep breathing. And now with your heels still lifted, bring your hands to your shins and lift halfway up and straighten your back as straight as you can. And as you exhale, fold forward again. And now heels still lifted, come all the way up to standing. Slowly, strong legs. Reach your arms up over your head and bring your heels down and bring your hands down to your heart-centered Tadasana. Mountain pose, standing tall. Feeling strong, feeling comfortable and relaxed in your body. Take your arms up over your head, inhale. As you exhale, dive forward slowly with a long, straight spine. Come down with your legs active all the way down into your fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Soft knees, straight back, long neck. Exhale, fold forward. Hold empty, come all the way to standing with strong legs with your core engaged. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, bring your hands back down to your heart-centered Tadasana. Let's do 2 more half salutes like that. Inhale. Follow your own breath. When the exhale comes, follow it forward. Reach and reach and reach and reach and stretch and then fold. Halfway lift, long straight spine. Exhale, fold forward. Hold empty, core engaged. Come all the way to standing. Sweep the arms up over your head. And exhale, bring your hands down to your heart-centered Tadasana. Do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Halfway lift, fill your lungs. Exhale. Come all the way to standing. Reach your arms up over your head. This time, grab your left wrist with your right hand. We're going to cross the left ankle in front of the right ankle. Now, give that arm a little pull, and now slowly bend over to the right. Good. Breathe into that left side. Good. Uncross your ankles. Come back up. Grab your right wrist, cross your right ankle over, and then exhale and bend. That back knee is going to want to lock back, so try to keep a little bend in it. Good. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, dive forward. Lift halfway. Step back to a plank pose. Now hold your plank pose again here. We're going to move into side plank. I want you to take a side plank that feels safe for you, that feels supported. So we're going to roll over onto the right side. You might bring your right knee down underneath you. That's a great place to start. You might bring your top foot out in front. You might stack. You might stagger Most important is you feel like you're lifted up out of your right shoulder right now. Good, and then come back to the middle and roll over to the other side. Go slow, lift up out of the shoulder, be mindful, strong on that left side body. Your legs are really strong and active in a side plank pose. Good. Come back to your plank pose in the middle. And then as slowly as you can, lower down. Try to lower in one straight line. Keep your belly lifted all the way down to your belly. Good. Stretch your arms back alongside of you now. Press the tops of your feet down into the mat. Press your fingers down into the mat beside you. And now with your toes pointed, start to lift your legs up. No bend in the knees. I want you to try and lift the fronts of your thighs off of the mat using your hamstrings and using your glutes. Now begin to push down into your hands a little bit more and lift your chest up. And begin to lift your head up, but don't try to bring your chin too far forward. Keep that tuck of the chin. Now begin to lift your arms up. So lift everything up off of the mat using your whole backside. Those of you who know me, again, I do so much focus on back strength because I think we need more of it. Good. See if you can lift up just a little bit higher on your next inhale and then slowly lower everything down together to the mat. Good. Bring your hands back in line to frame your chest or your rib cage. Pull the belly in. Exhale, push up, downward facing dog pose. Nice. Breathe. Take a couple breaths. Check in. Good. On your next inhale, reach your right leg back behind you again. Good. As you exhale, round through your spine and bring your knee to your nose. Bring your shoulders forward over your wrists. And then inhale, stretch your leg back again. Try to touch the wall, reach through your whole body. Exhale, do that again. Curl in, really close to the chest. Good, one more time like that. Inhale, stretch back. Good, exhale, round forward. Now hold here. Come up even higher on your back toes. Pull your knee in even closer to your belly and then softly step your foot through between your hands. Good. Bring your left knee down to the mat. Now keep your head down. Keep your head down, Benjamin. And we always lead with our heads, right? So keep your head down. Hug your thighs together. So get stable down here and then rise up into your low lunge. So still thinking about hugging your hips in like you've got a block between your inner thighs. Good. Bring your left elbow and wrap it underneath your right elbow. So we've got eagle arms, palms together or hands to shoulders. We're going to move a little bit here, a little cat-cow motion. So on your inhale, send your hips forward. Lift your chest up to the sky. Lift your elbows up towards your chin. As you exhale, push into your heel and round through your spine as you begin to bow forward over your knee. And do that again with your breath. Inhale, hips forward, chest lifts up to the sky. Exhale, pull the belly back away from your leg as you round forward. Do that one more time. Inhale. You might feel a little wobbly. That's okay. Exhale. Now come back to neutral, but keep your arms in eagle. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee up. Pause. When we're going into balancing, I hope you didn't just fall over too. When we're going into balancing stuff, I want to go slow, right? So we're using our muscular strength. So lean your body weight forward. Don't push off your back foot. Try to drag your back foot in and then just float it up off of the mat. Keep pushing back through your left leg. Breathe. Relax your face. And now step your feet together at the top of your mat. Sit down. Good, and now lift your left leg up and cross it over for eagle pose, Garudasana. Hug your thighs together. Try to square your hips. Send your weight back into your standing heel. Breathe. Good. On your inhale, extend your leg out in front of you. Reach your arms up over your head. And now step back for warrior one. So try to keep your hips pointed forward as you step that back foot out slightly. Chest lifts up to the sky. Look up, reach up. So root down and rise up at the same time. Cactus your arms. Shoulders down the back. Now flip your cactus over. He's not listening to me. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers together. Draw your shoulders down your back. Lift your chest up to the sky. As you exhale, dive forward, humble warrior. Go slow. Lift your belly up off of your thigh as you go. Breathe into your shoulders. Breathe into your chest. Energetically pull your heels together. Push down into your feet. Come all the way back up. Sweep your arms up over your head. And now open up into warrior two pose. Good. Really think open hips, open heart. Now turn your right palm up to face the sky, and on your inhale, reverse your warrior. Good. Breathe into that right side of the body. Feel the strength in the back leg. And now exhale, come forward for side angle pose. Bring your forearm to your thigh. Stretch your left arm over your ear. Now stay here. Feel a deep stretch through that whole left side of the body. And now start to twist your spine a little bit more and turn your chest and your gaze up underneath your arm. Good. Without moving your hips, come all the way back, reverse warrior. Flowing a couple of times with your breath. Exhale, side angle pose. Do that again. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. This time, reverse warrior, bring your arm behind your back. Grab onto your head, look up past your elbow, and then straighten through your knee. Feel that nice deep stretch to that side of the body. Good. Now inhale and re-extend your right arm up to the sky. As you exhale, keep your left arm behind your back and keep reaching and reaching and reaching outward. Now put your hand where it falls naturally on your leg. Keep your arm behind your back. And now use that pressure of the hand against the low back to help you really twist your chest all the way up towards the sky. And then if it feels good, bring the arm up for a full expression of triangle pose, Trikonasana. Sometimes I feel like we kind of just throw our arms up in our yoga practice and we don't really think about how we're positioning the shoulder and the arm. So really make sure that that feels good in your body. Good. And now push into your feet and come all the way up to standing. Turn your feet so they're parallel. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale as slowly as you can. Slow, slow, slow. So you know you're using your leg muscles. You know you're using your core muscles to slow you down. And then do whatever you want to with your hands. You could grab your feet. You can put your hands underneath you. Most important, I'm on my soapbox all the time lately, is that we're not overstretching the hamstrings. I think we do too much stretching back here. Make sure your quads stay active. Go to about 75% of as deep as you can stretch your hamstrings, just to be safe. Breathe in, breathe out, stay in your body. Good, on your inhale, lift halfway up. And as you exhale, bend your left knee for a little side lunge. We're not gonna stay though, we're gonna move. So inhale, come back to center and bend your right knee. Okay, so I want you to move back and forth here a couple of times on your own. So you might end up coming down and staying, maybe taking some different expression of Skandasana or side lunge that feels good to you. Just kind of moving back and forth a few times. Good. And then the next time you bend your right knee, turn all the way forward, plant your hams, step back to plank pose. Stay here. We're going to move together through a vinyasa flow. So take a big breath in. Exhale, lower slowly from your knees or from your toes. Keep your belly lifted. Nice, long neck. Inhale into your back bend. It might be a cobra. It might be an upward dog. It might be a sphinx pose again. And then when you're ready to go back to down dog, lead with your belly. Pull your belly up and in and press your hips all the way up and back into your downward facing dog pose. And breathe. Slow down. This is kind of your reset, check back in posture. I always tell my students, when you're in down dog, I want you to feel your body going like this, like rising and falling with your breath, because your breath is so deep and your body is not stiff and tight. It's soft and supple so it can move. Good. On your next inhale, stretch your left leg back behind you. Let's do that on the other side. And as you exhale, round in, bring your knee to your nose, bring your shoulders forward over your wrists. Pause. And then inhale and go back. Stretch your leg back behind you again. Exhale. When the exhale comes, curl in. Nice. Shoulders over wrist. One more time. Inhale. Nice. Exhale. Take your time. Use core strength to step your foot through rather than momentum. That foot comes through. Nice. Bring your back knee down. Keep your head down. Good. Hug your hips together and then come on up into your low lunge. Good. Take a couple breaths. Lift your chest up to the sky. So really think about rooting down and rising up. Good. And this time we'll take the right elbow underneath the left elbow. Eagle arms. On your inhale, let your hips come forward. Let your chest lift up. Your elbows come up towards your chin. And as you exhale, push into your left heel. Pull your belly back, round forward. Do that again. Inhale. Remember, move with your own breath. It's like you're dancing with your breath. As soon as the breath begins, follow it with your movement all the way to the end. And then one more time like that. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to neutral. Tuck your back toes. Lift up your back knee. Pause. Try to get stable. I think this is where we fell over last time. Okay, lean forward. Slide your back foot in. And then come up. See, even yoga teachers fall over. Okay, flying eagle, we call this. Breathe. It's been a long day. All right, come on up. Actually, sit down, feet together. Take a second just to bring the feet together to feel grounded again. And then pick up your right knee and cross it over your left knee for your full expression of eagle pose. Oh my gosh. Breathe. Gotta be me. Gotta be real. Keep breathing. Good. Now release the leg, reach the arms up. Step back softly to warrior one. See if you can do it in one step. Back, hips forward, chest lifted up to the sky. Good. Cactus the arms. Turn your cactus upside down. Interlace your fingers the opposite way this time behind your back. Lift your chest up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Humble warrior. Start to dive forward. Breathe. Breathe into your shoulders. Breathe into your chest. Push into your feet, come all the way back up slowly. Release your arms up over your head, and now open up into warrior two pose. Open hips, open heart. Reach and stretch in both directions. Turn your left palm up to face the ceiling this time. Reverse your warrior, reach up and back. Feel how strong that back leg is, that back side of the body. Feel that nice stretch to the left side of the body. And then exhale, come forward for your side angle pose. Forearm to thigh. Reach your right arm over your ear or straight up to the sky if that feels better for your shoulder. And then twist your spine and look up. Turn your chest up to the ceiling. Good. Without moving your hips again, steady hips, come all the way back. Reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Moving with your breath now. One more time like that. Inhale, reverse. Exhale. This time, reverse your warrior. Bring your arm behind your back. Grab onto your head. Look up past your elbow. Straighten your knee. Bend and stretch to that left side. Breathe. Reach your left arm up. Hinge at your hip. Reach and stretch. Keep your hand behind your back. Put your hand down where it falls naturally. We don't want to collapse into the bottom hip, okay? So keep a lot of space there. Start to twist and turn your chest up to the sky more. And you might keep your arm behind your back. That might feel better. It might feel better to bring your arm up. Good, Trikonasana. Every time you inhale, let your whole body expand. Feel more length through the body. And as you exhale, navel into spine, you might twist a little bit deeper there. Good. Come back to the breath. The sound of the Ujjayi breath. Good. Now from here, bend your left knee, come back to warrior two. And then pick up your right heel and spin it in and turn your knee and your toes out for goddess pose. Hips open, knees wide, shoulders down the back, chest lifted. Try to relax, but stay strong. And then on your inhale, straighten your legs and reach your arms up wide. As you exhale, come back into your goddess pose. Good, inhale, reach up, stretch. And come back into your goddess pose. One more time like that. Inhale, reach up, stretch. Exhale into your goddess pose. Now stay here. Arms are cactus. Again, flip your cactus over. Benjamin's already going there. Put your hands on your thighs. Sit your hips down a little deeper. And now take your right shoulder over towards your left knee and twist and look behind you. Good, come back to center and then go to the other side. Good, come back to center. Straighten your legs, turn the feet in, and forward fold. On your inhale, lift halfway up. Good. As you exhale, we're gonna turn to the left, okay? Step your back foot in about halfway with your right foot angled out slightly. Now square your hips. Bring your right hand inside of your left foot. It might be on a block. It might be on your shin. Put your left hand on your sacrum. So we're going to turn the spine without turning the hips. So inhale and lengthen your spine. And now exhale and begin to twist it to the left, but keep the hips level and square. And every time you inhale, you extend and expand even further. And then as you exhale, you might twist a little deeper. Your left arm might come up. I find with this one, it feels better to keep the arm behind the back, but that's kind of up to you. Stay in your body, stay with your breath. Explore these postures with your breath. Good. Now we're going to find a little balance here. So come out of your twist, look out in front of your left foot, slowly transfer your weight into your left leg. Maybe bring your block out in front of you or bring your hand out in front of you and lift your right leg up. Really reach and stretch through your right leg like you've got it on the wall behind you. Now inhale and lengthen. And again, without turning your hips, turn your spine to the left. Parvrita, Ardha Chandrasana, Revolved, half moon pose. You can keep your hand behind you. You can reach out to the side. You can reach up overhead. Maybe you try bending your knee and seeing if you can find your foot. And keep breathing and be okay with falling out of it, obviously. Good. Breathe. Explore. Good. I don't even know where I am anymore. Good. And now let go of your foot if you have it. Extend your leg back out. And now just step back. Now, hips square. Put your hands on your hips and come all the way up. Good. Now we're just going to turn around and face the other direction. And do this on the other side. So yeah, you might grab your block and take it with you if you were using it before. Good. Coming into this a little bit differently on this side. Hips are square. Inhale, reach your left arm up to the sky. And as you exhale, hinge at your hips and reach out and out and out and out and out and out until eventually you bring your left hand down to the block or to your leg. Right hand to sacrum. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Don't balance yet. Exhale and twist your spine. So we're starting with revolved triangle pose. And then we'll take it into our revolved half moon pose in a minute. So inhale, lengthen, expand. Exhale, twist your spine. I always say think about twisting mostly through your middle back and your upper back. Good. Stay with the breath. Good. And now moving into our twist, come out of your twists, look out in front of your right foot, pick up your left leg, float it up off of the mat. Keep your hand on your sacrum so you know where your hips are. Keep them level. Inhale, lengthen and expand. Exhale and twist again. So we're basically in the same pose we were just in, but we've kind of turned it a little bit. But keep pushing out through your left leg as if you're still standing on it. Really strong. Nice. Maybe try grabbing your foot. Nice. And breathing while you're doing all of that. That's the hard part. Good. And then release your foot. Step it all the way back. Hands to hips. Come all the way up. Turn to the left. And step to the top of your mat. Here we are, mountain pose again. Close your eyes for a second. And just kind of see how you feel. Let go of any tension or stress you might be holding on to in your body. Feel your heart beating. Good. On your inhale, reach your arms up over your head. As you exhale, dive forward. Slow, 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 coming down into your forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up, straighten your back. Plant your hands and step back into your plank pose. Take another inhale. As you exhale, lower slowly from your knees or from your toes through chaturanga. Nice. Keeping those shoulders stable all the way down. Inhale to come forward. Up dog, cobra pose. Don't rush your back bends. When you're ready, exhale, lead with your belly. Go all the way up and back to your downward facing dog pose. Good. Take a couple breaths. Nice. All right. On your next inhale, reach your right leg up and back behind you. As you exhale, open up your hips. So stack your hips again. Now, you can either stay here Or if you would like to, you can flip your dog over, bringing your foot not to the laptop, but to the ground behind you. When you're doing this, make sure you lift up and out of your left shoulder. Push down into your feet. Lift your hips up. Use your back strength. Beautiful. Good. Now flip back over and reach your leg back behind you again. Big breath in. Exhale, take your knee over to your left elbow. Now, you can hold here or extend your leg out underneath you and roll over onto your right side. Reach your left arm up to the sky. Lift up out of your right shoulder. Use your leg strength. Use your hip strength to lift you upward. Good. Bring your left hand back down. One more time, extend your right leg all the way back behind you. Good. On your exhale, bring your knee to your right elbow. Now listen, at the same time, point your toes at your left wrist. This is a new one for Benjamin too. This is called hovering pigeon. So maybe that gives you a better idea of how you're holding this posture. Keep your hips high, and now just slide right down into your pigeon pose. Extend your left leg straight back out of your hip. You might put a block or a blanket underneath your right hip if it's lifted up pretty high. Now walk your hands back to your hips first. Push down, point your back toes, and push down through the top of your foot. Now push down into your hands and lift your chest up to the sky. Pull your belly up and in towards the spine. Breathe. Good. If you'd like, reach your arms up overhead. I do that all the time. And now cactus your arms again and slowly come forward into your sleeping pigeon pose, and maybe extend your arms out. You might rest your forehead on a block or on your arms or on the mat. It's really easy in this pose to start checking out and letting your mind kind of wander around. But don't do that. Stay in your body. Keep exploring, how do I feel in this posture? It is very easy, and most yoga injuries happen because we go too deep in a posture where we should be holding a little bit more support for our bones, really. Sometimes we allow them we allow these stretches to go too far. The flip side of that, of course, is where do you hold tension? Where do you need to let go? And usually we have both of those things happening at the same time in our bodies. So this is a really cool opportunity where we get to sit and explore these things, to feel these things out. And they're changing all the time. Good. Now walk your hands back to your hips. You're going to shift your weight over into your right hip and swing your left leg around and grab onto the leg. So don't put the foot down on the outside. We're not doing a spinal twist, a seated spinal twist. You're going to reach over with your right hand, take a hold of the outside of your foot. Bring your left hand behind you. Sit up really tall. And now exhale and straighten your leg and twist your spine to the left. And every time you inhale, sit up taller. And every time you exhale, you might twist just a little deeper. I find that if I push out through the mound of my big toe, through the inner edge of my foot, I feel a little more stretch through the IT band. Good. And now inhale and release. We're going to go right into Gomukhasana, or cow face. So what we want to do here, ideally, is stack the knees one on top of the other. For some of us, this is not comfortable. So what you're going to do instead is straighten out your bottom leg if that feels better. Wherever you are, push down into your sitting bones. Sit up really tall here. Stretch through the back. You might stay here, or you might explore folding forward, seeing what that feels like. Again, use your breath to explore the pose. You inhale to create space. You exhale and you soften At the same time, draw your navel in towards your spine and use your abdominal strength to fold you in a little bit deeper. Good. On your inhale, come all the way back up. And now we're going to have a little fun with one of my signature moves. So you're going to take your hands out and back behind you a little bit. Lift up your legs and extend your legs out with your left ankle still crossed over your right ankle, okay? Now lean your body back and bring your legs closer to the ground. On your inhale, bring your knees in and sit up. And as you exhale, lean back and try to pry your legs apart. Inhale, knees in. Exhale, legs out. Try to stay out of your lower back. Do that one more time. Inhale, knees in. Exhale, legs out. Hold. Hold here. Feel a little shake. Good. Bring your legs in and rock forward to your hands. Find your way to downward facing dog pose. You might take a vinyasa. You might go straight back to down dog. You might take a child's pose. You might grab a drink of water. And then just take a few breaths. Feel what there is to feel. Feel that rise and fall of the breath again. And then we'll take that to the other side. Try not to be in a rush. It's really easy to go on autopilot when you go to the second side. Really pay attention. So on your next inhale, reach your left leg back behind you. And as you exhale, open up your hips again. Now remember, you can stay right here, especially if you've got wonky shoulders. Otherwise, flip over, lifting up and out of that right shoulder as you go, pushing down into your feet, lifting your hips high, using your back strength. Nice. Reach back behind you. And now flip back over, slowly, mindfully reach your leg back again. And now take your knee over to touch your right elbow. Good. Hold here. Or roll over on your left side, extend your left leg out underneath you, lift up and out of your left shoulder, reach your right arm up to the sky, push down into your feet. Keep breathing. The most important part. Good. Beautiful. Bring that hand back down. Extend your leg back behind you one more time. And now exhale, come forward into your hovering pigeon pose. Hovering pigeon. Nice. Hold. And then slowly lower everything down. Walk your hands back to your hips. I forgot to mention this on the other side. If this posture doesn't work for your knees, you can always flip over onto your back and take a little thread the needle, crossing your ankle over your thigh. Good. Push down into your hands, lift your chest up to the sky. Take a back bend in your pigeon pose. Pull your navel in. Good. And then whenever you'd like, walk your hands forward. You might do what we did on the other side and come into it slowly without the support of your hands at first. Take your time. Go one step at a time. Feel each thing that there is to feel along the way in your body. How do your hips feel? How does your spine feel? How do your shoulders feel? Stay in your body. Breathe into your hips or anywhere that feels tight. Find those places where you might need to hold a little more muscular energy and support. And then those places where you hold tension and you need to let go a little bit more. Good. Walk your hands back to your hips. Pull that block out if you're using one so that you can swing your right leg around this time. And pull that knee up into your chest. Give it a little squeeze. Reach over, grab onto your foot with your left hand. Bring your right hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen first, and then exhale, twist and straighten through your leg. Try not to lock your knee back. Keep a little softness there. Every time you inhale, sit up taller. Every time you exhale, you might twist a little deeper. Release your twist. Cross the knees. Cross your right knee over your left knee. Gomukhasana. So one side usually feels a lot different than the other side. Try to bring your feet back. Sit up really tall. Sometimes just by grabbing the knee and pulling it in and straightening your back, you're going to feel that even deeper, more sensation in the hips. Maybe you fold forward and see what that feels like. Stay with your slow and steady breath. Good. Inhale and rise up. And let's take that boat pose one more time. So bring your hands behind you. Extend out through the legs. Lean your body back. Bring your legs a little closer to the ground. And on your inhale, sit up and bring your knees in. And on your exhale, lean back. Do that again. Inhale, knees in. And exhale. Inhale, knees in. Exhale, legs out. Hold it out this time. Hold it. Try to pry your feet apart. Good. Uncross your ankles. Slowly come all the way down to your back. Bend your knees. Go ahead and place your feet flat. You've got a block by you. So now that you're on your back, maybe grab a block. If you don't have a block, don't worry about it. We're going to take a bridge pose. I like taking one more heart opener back bend before completing the practice, especially after doing our boat poses. In this situation, we're going to take a supported bridge pose. So Benjamin's going to lift his hips up. He's going to slide the block underneath his hips, finding a spot that feels comfortable where he can really relax his legs down. Another option, of course, is to take a regular active bridge, a full wheel if you're really feeling energetic. It's a little late, so I would maybe not go there for now, but whatever. It's late for me, grandma. Good. And then just wherever you are, and you might even straighten out your legs and extend your legs all the way forward if that feels good for your back and for, again, just really relaxing, especially through the hip flexors. So even if you're in an active bridge or a wheel, try to relax your hip flexors a little bit more and use your hamstrings and your glutes a little bit more. Otherwise, if you're here, everything is relaxed. Let go. Close your eyes. Put your hands where they feel comfortable. Your arms, they might be by your side. And every time you breathe into the front of your body. And every time you exhale, if you're in a supported bridge, let the whole body just get heavier. If you're taking a more active bridge, on the exhale side, I like to imagine and feel like all the muscles in the back just wrapping around and lifting you upward, giving you that support that you need. When your mind wanders, bring it back. If you're happy where you're at, stay there. If you'd like to take an inversion from here, you can bring your feet back and extend your legs straight up to the sky for a Viparita Karani, or a legs up the wall. Of course, you can go over to a wall and put your heels up on the wall here as well if you would like to. Other option to move into plow pose or to shoulder stand, if that's part of your practice already. And I encourage you that if you're taking either of those two inversions, that you really work on using your core strength to lift your hips up and take your legs back overhead versus swinging your legs back instead. Again, wherever you are, stay focused on just being in your body and breathing. Try not to let your mind wander where you're at. As you choose to move out of your inversion or your supported back bend, go slow, move mindfully. We have reached the end of the hour, but we have yet to move into Savasana. So take your time, and as you move into Savasana, before you get completely relaxed, situate yourself so that your body's in good alignment, where your hips feel level, your heart feels open, and then part your jaw, relax all the muscles, all the skin around the face, let the legs just roll out naturally, and really let the hips feel heavy, and just relax. You might start at your toes and just make your way all the way to the other end of your body, relaxing every single muscle along the way as you go. Let go of any control over the breath, but continue to observe the breath. And then see if you can stay here for at least one more minute. If you can, stay here for 10 more minutes. It's hard, but it's important. It's really important to balance yourself out from all the kind of chaos that can be happening around us. Thank you all so much for coming, joining me in my very first live yoga class. Thank you, Benjamin. Benjamin's done about 5 or 6 classes today, so looking pretty good. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys. Namaste.